Hello, precious one. I welcome you once again to Kenyako Mathematics Classroom. On this particular episode, we are going to solve some questions. Now, these are the three questions we are given. Question 1, we are given matrix A to be 2, 3, matrix B to be 1, 2, and we have the matrix M to be equal to minus 4, 6, 3, minus 5. So we have to find A, M, B. Now, the second question, if A equals 4, 2, x3 and B equals 6, 2, 4, y, you have to find x and y if A and B are commutative under matrix multiplication. The question number 3, if P equals 4, 2, C3 and Q equals 6, 2, 4D and PQ equals QP, then we have to find C and D. And so now we are going to solve the questions. We start with the first question. In the question number 1, we are given A to be 2, 3, B to be 1, 2, and M to be minus 4, 6, 3, minus 5. And that's what we see over there. Now we have to find A, M, B. We have to find A, M, B. And so don't forget that the matrix A is a row matrix, the matrix B is a column matrix, and the matrix M is a 2 by 2 matrix. So A is the row matrix, that is 2, 3, B multiplied by the matrix M, that is minus 4, we have 6, 3, minus 5. Then we multiply by B, and B is the column matrix, that is 1, 2. So we first multiply the row matrix by the 2 by 2 matrix. Whatever we are getting, we use to multiply the column matrix. We use that to multiply the column matrix. So now we have 2 times minus 4, that is 2 times minus 4, plus 3 times 3, that is 3 times 3. Then we have 2 times 6, plus we have 3 times minus 5, that is 3 times minus 5. Don't forget that is all multiplied by 1, 2. Is all multiplied by 1, 2. And so let's simplify this. 2 times minus 4 will give us minus 8. We have plus 3 times 3 is 9. Then 2 times 6 is 12. Then we have plus, but don't forget that 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. So here we are going to have minus 15. Then multiply by 1, 2. That's the column matrix. So here we have minus 8 plus 9 will give us 1. Then 12 minus 15 will give us minus 3. So we have minus 3 now being multiplied by 1, 2. Minus, we have 1 minus 3 being multiplied by 1, 2. So 1 minus 3 is also a row matrix now being multiplied by 1, 2. That's the column matrix. And this is supposed to give us, we have 1 times 1. That is 1 times 1. Then we have plus minus 3 times 2. Minus 3 times 2. And this will be equal to, don't forget that 1 times 1 is 1. Then we have minus 3 times 2 will give us minus 6. So we have minus 6. And the answer will be 1 minus 6 will give us minus 5. And so when we multiply the matrix A, that is the row matrix, by M, that is the 2 by 2 matrix, by the column matrix 1, 2, the result is minus 5. So take note, this is how we solve the question, the first question, question 1. The first question, that is question 1. Now we are done with the first question. So we proceed to the second question to see how best we can also solve the second question. How best we can solve the second question. Now, question number 2. If A equals 4, 2, x3 and B equals 6, 2, 4, y, we have to find x and y if A and B are commutative under matrix multiplication. We know that matrix multiplication is not commutative, but in this particular question, we are given the condition that A and B are commutative under matrix multiplication. So we have to obey whatever we are given. Now, the question number 2, don't forget we are given the matrix A. The matrix A is 4, 2, we have x3, Then we have the matrix B, and the matrix B is 6, 2, we have 4, y. Now we have to find the values of x and y if A and B are commutative under matrix multiplication. And if only A and B are commutative under matrix multiplication, then it means that AB will be equal to BA. That's the condition we are given. So our AB will be equal to, the matrix A is 4, 2, we have x, 3. The matrix B will be 6, 2, 4, y. So this is equal to BA, and the B matrix B is 6, 2, 4, y. B multiplied by A, and the A is 4, 2, we have 4, 2, x, 3. Now, guess by now you know how to multiply 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 matrix. So now we multiply 4 times x. That will give us, that 4 times 6 will give us 24, plus 2 times 4 will give us 8. Then we have 4 times 2 will give us 8, plus 2 times y will give us 2y. Then we are now on the second row, also to multiply the two columns. So x times 6 will give us 6x, plus 3 times 4 will give us 12. Then x times 2 will give us 2x, plus 3 times y will give us 3y. And this will be equal to the same multiplication of 2 by 2 matrices. So we have 6 times 4, that will give us 24, plus 2 times x will give us 2x. Then we have 6 times 2, 6 times 2 will give us 12, plus 2 times 3 will give us 6. Then 4 times 4 will give us 16, plus y times x will give us xy. Then 4 times 2 will give us 8. Then plus y times 3 will give us 3y. So now, when you look at this matrix, you simplify the left. So 24 plus 8 will give us 32. And here we have 8 plus 2y. And here we have 6x plus 12. And here we have 2x plus 3y. This will be equal to, we have 24 plus 2x. Then 12 plus 6 will also give us 18. Here we have 16 plus xy. And here we have 8 plus 3y. So now our AB equals BA. That's the condition given in the question that matrix multiplication is commutative. That means AB is equal to BA. Now AB on the left, this is what we had, and BA, this is what we also had. Now, because the equality exists between the left and the right, that means that we can equate the corresponding entries. If you remember, when you were looking at the types of matrices, we said that two matrices are said to be equal if only their corresponding entries are the same. And so when you consider this matrix, it means that 32 can be equated to 24 plus 2x. 8 plus 2y can also be equated to 18. Then 6x plus 12 can be equated to 16 plus xy. And 2x plus 3y can also be equated to 8 plus 3y. Now realize that when we equate the first element to the first element here, that is 32 equals 24 plus 2x, we can find the value of x. Then when we equate the second element to the second element, that's 8 plus 2y equals 80. You can also find the value of x and y. You can also find the values of x and y. So now, to simplify, we say that 32 equals 24 plus 2x. So 32 is equal to 24 plus 2x. Now, in simplifying this, we have 32 minus 24. That is 24 on the left becomes minus 24. And this will be equal to 2x on the right hand side. And now, we subtract 24 from 32. And the result is giving us 8. So 8 is equal to 2x. Making x the subject, we divide both sides by 2. Then we have the value of x to be equal to 2 into 8 is 4. And so the value of x will give us 4. And now we also equate 8 plus 2y to 18. And we also get the value of y. Now let's solve that up here. Let's solve that up here. So equating 8 plus 2y equals 18. So we say that 8 plus 2y is equal to 18. Now we have 2y on the left is equal to 18. 8 on the right will be minus 8. So we have 2y is equal to 10 and dividing both sides by 2 because we want to make y the subject. 2 into 10 is 5. That means the value of y equals 5 and the value of x equals 4. And so that is how we solve the question number 2. That is how we solve the question number 2. That's how we solve the question number 2. Now we are going to look at the third question. If P equals 4, 2, C, 3, and Q equals 6, 2, 4, D, and we are also given the condition here that PQ equals QP. We have to find the values of C and D. We have to find the values of C and D. So now let's look at how best we can also solve that particular question. Let's see how best we can solve that particular question. Now the question number 3, we are given P to be equal to 4, 2, we have C, 3, and we are given matrix Q to be equal to 6, 2, and we have 4, D. Now we are given the condition that PQ equals QP. So PQ equals QP. Now PQ will be the matrix 4, 2, C, 3 times Q. That is 6, 2, we have 4, D. And this will be equal to QP. So the Q first, that is 6, 2, 4, D, being multiplied by, we have 4, 2, C, 3. So the same multiplication. Now we have 4 times 6, and that will give us 24 plus 2 times 4 will give us 8. Then we have 4 times 2 will give us 8 plus 2 times D will give us 2D. Then C times 6 will give us 6C plus 3 times 4 will give us 12. Then C times 2 will give us 2C plus 3 times D will give us 3D. Now we also multiply the right. We have 6 times 4, that will give us 24 plus 2 times C will give us 2C. Then 6 times 2 will give us 12 plus 2 times 3 will give us 6. Then we have 4 times 4, that is 16 plus D times C will give us CD. Then 4 times 2 will give us 8 plus D times 3 will give us 3D. So now simplifying this, 24 plus 8 will also give us 32. Then we have 8 plus 2D. Then we have 6C plus 12. Then we have 2C plus 3D. This will be equal to, we have 24 plus 2C. Then 12 plus 6 will give us 18. Then we have 16 plus CD. Then we have 8 plus 3D. So when you look at this, because the equality exists between the left and the right, that means that we can also equate the corresponding entries. Now, equating the corresponding entries, you can say that 32 is equal to 24 plus 2C. 8 plus 2D equals 18. 6C plus 12 equals 16 plus CD. Then 2C plus 3D will be equal to 8 plus 3D. So now, equating the corresponding entries, you can say that 32 is equal to 24 plus 2C. So 32 is equal to 24 plus 2C. Now we have 32 on the left, 24 on the left will be minus 24, and this will be equal to 2C. Then 32 minus 24 is supposed to give us 8. So we have 8 on the left is equal to 2C. Making C the subject, we divide both sides by 2. And C will be equal to 2 into 8 is 4. So the value of C is equal to 4. And now we are also equating 8 plus 2D to 18, so that we also find the value of D. Now we solve that up here. So we have 8 plus 2D. That is 8 plus 2D also equated to 18. Also equated to 18. Now we have 2D on the left equals 18. Then 8 on the right will be 8. I guess you understand what is happening. Then we have 2D equals 18 minus 8 will give us 10. And so the value of D, when you divide through by 2, then D will be equal to 5. So in all, the value of C equals 4 and D is equal to 5. And that is how best we solve the 3 questions. Question 1, question 2, question 3. So we have now solved the question number 3. So the value of C equals 4 and the value of D equals 5. And that will be all for now on this particular episode of Solving Questions. Thank you.